Here's a category of complete event protection. This is provided to us by the Tokyo Marine HCC Specialty Organization, which is very, very sharp at this, and the presenter, the head presenter, is Chelsea Burnell, and she's a marketing associate, and this is her thing. So, Chelsea, I'll just step aside and leave it to you.
All right, well, thank you, George, for having us today. And on behalf of Tokyo Marine HCC Specialty Group, we're really happy to be here. We've had a really good time working with Monday Morning Market so far, and we're happy to bring you this product knowledge video today. So to get started, I first want to talk about what actually is complete event protection. So complete event protection is basically a one-stop shop for all your event insurance needs. So a lot of times event planners are a little confused about whether to purchase event insurance and if they do exactly what they need to insure. Whether it's an intimate cocktail party or a black tie event or an indoor or outdoor event, some things are just out of your control. So today we're going to dig deep into this category and we're going to explain what event protection is, who actually needs it, what it covers, and then how to get it. So this protection includes 4 types of coverages which we're going to go over today, and they're in place to properly protect your event from the unexpected situations and risk. So basically, we're first going to start off with who needs this coverage. So every event's different depending on the type, the location, the attendance, and everything like that, and there's different exposures for each. That's why it's important that each risk is handled on a case-by-case basis to make sure you find the custom coverage for your event. Different event exposures include loss of revenue due to cancellation, bodily injury and property damage, adverse weather exposure, using promotional tools to create a buzz around your event. So that's why there's the 4 main types of coverages, which I'm going to go over in a little bit. So anyone that's directly related to the event, including the organizer, the vendor, and the exhibitor, is who will need to purchase this coverage. So what we're going to go over in a few minutes are the 4 types of event protection. We're going to go over special event liability, event cancellation, weather insurance, and prize indemnity. So this is where I'm going to hand the mic off to the experts in this field, and I'll explain to you the following importance of them. So first, we're going to start off with special event liability, and I'm going to hand over the mic to Liam Sullivan, specialty underwriter in our special event liability division. Liam, all you.
Thank you, Chelsea. So the special event liability insurance offers the insured protection from claims that could arise from a third-party bodily injury and property damage at their event. These events can vary in size from a wedding or a birthday party to more elaborate events such as festivals, concerts, or sporting events. We provide this coverage on a short-term basis for event organizers and exhibitors, but also can provide on an annual basis for event and meeting planners. When hosting an event, most venues require you to have insurance in place. In addition to providing proof of coverage or a certificate of insurance to the venue that you've secured for your planned event, you may also be required to name that venue as an additional insured. Naming them as an additional insured is to protect the venue if they are sued for third-party bodily injury or property damage claim. Some of the other coverages offered in our program you might need when applying for an event include liquor liability for your liquor liability claims, inland marine coverage for your rented equipment for your event, and non-owned hired auto liability for your auto liability. It's also a good idea to have event insurance because you never know when something unexpected may occur. Event insurance will provide you with peace of mind and allow you to fully enjoy your special event.
Thanks, Liam. All right, next I'm going to have Mike Thompson speak, who is Vice President of Contingency Underwriting here at Tokyo Marine HCC Specialty Group. All right, Mike, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Chelsea. I'm going to talk about our event cancellation product. So event cancellation is an important product, and it really should be used for any event organizer who has a significant financial investment in an event. The purpose of event cancellation policy is to protect either the expected revenue or incurred expenses an organizer has tied to that event. In the event it is canceled, postponed, relocated, or abandoned, and therefore they suffer that financial loss. So the purpose of the policy is really to make the insured whole again, as if the event had gone on as scheduled. So what are some of the reasons an event could be canceled? First of all, the policy provided is a broad-based form, really designed to cover anything beyond the control of the insured. So it's not a named peril type policy. That being said, some common perils that could cause a loss would be severe weather, so hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, thunderstorms, the venue being unavailable for some reason, typically due to maybe a fire or a power outage, threats or acts of terrorism, which obviously is a significant concern these days, given the recent terrorist activity overseas, communicable disease outbreaks, like we've seen in the past with SARS and the Zika virus. These are all types of perils that could cause an event to be canceled. In addition to these kind of typical perils, some events may also require non-appearance insurance. This would be insurance to protect in the event a key performer or speaker cannot appear at the event. This is most common, non-appearance is most commonly used for concerts or music tours, where obviously if the main actor, main performer cannot appear, then the show cannot go on. So who are the main buyers of this type of event cancellation insurance? One, it's really designed for anyone running an event that has a significant financial interest. That being said, we really have 2 or 3 segments of the business. One would be businesses or associations that hold trade shows, conferences, and meetings. A lot of these associations will hold kind of one big conference a year, and it's a big revenue generator for them. A second segment would be the entertainment industry. Like I mentioned before, concerts, music tours, festivals, award shows, again, events that are generating huge amounts of revenue should really be considering this type of coverage. And then the sports industry. Obviously a big, huge money in the sports industry, so buyers include really all the major professional, college, and amateur sports, and they'll insure their regular season games, their all-star games, their big tournaments, in the event it had to be canceled or postponed. So finally, as I wrap up event cancellation, just talk briefly about how this coverage is priced. It's generally a function of the limit of insurance, and again, the limit of insurance is tied to either the revenue or expenses expected at the event, and then the individual details or underwriting factors of the particular event. So whether it's indoors versus outdoors, whether it's hurricane exposed or earthquake exposed, this will all impact exactly how the premium works out, the pricing for the insurance policy. So minimum premiums can be as low as $100, but that would typically be for a small, maybe indoor meeting. But again, the premium is more tied to the limit of insurance and the underwriting factors I mentioned.
Thanks, Mike. Mike also works with our weather insurance product, so right now I'm going to have him kind of go over that as well and how it's different from event cancellation.
Sure. So weather insurance may sound similar to event cancellation, but it's really a very different product. It's a specific named peril policy, so it'll cover a specific peril, usually rain, and it does not need to trigger cancellation, unlike obviously the event cancellation policy. It is a policy designed to protect against these type of specific weather conditions that could negatively impact an organizer's event. As an example, an organizer of, say, a local town festival expects to earn a certain amount of revenue from the event, but they don't pre-sell a lot of their tickets, so they're really relying on day of event sales. So ticket sales, concession sales, parking sales, etc. And if it's a nasty weather day, then people aren't going to go to this festival, and while it may not be canceled, they're still going to suffer a significant financial loss. And that's where a weather policy can specifically help. So how it works, again, it's a name peril policy, so the policyholder must predetermine a certain amount of rain or a certain threshold of rain or other weather peril that could impact their event. And they'll also need to determine a specific coverage period, being a specific day and or specific certain hours during that day. And then if that specific threshold occurs, say a half an inch of rain occurring during the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., then the policy is going to respond and pay a stated value amount to pay for that potential financial loss. Similar to event cancellation insurance, there are similar buyers of weather insurance. It's often smaller events, but it's typically outdoor fairs, festivals, concerts, sporting events, outdoor commercial shoots is another common event type. These would all be categorized in our event weather product. In addition to event weather, we also have a couple other weather products. Cost containment insurance, which is more of a seasonal coverage. So if it snows more than a certain amount during a winter season, then the policy could trigger a claim. Or say if you're a public golf course and relying on good weather during your summer season, you could buy a seasonal policy that would protect that revenue if you get an unusual amount of rain during that year. In addition to cost containment, there's also promotional weather insurance. This would be a promotion such as a retailer giving away their product for free in the event, again, a certain weather peril occurs. So if it reaches 100 degrees on the 4th of July or a certain amount of snow on Christmas Day, then a consumer could win a prize or get their purchase for free. And finally, looking at how this is priced, it's really weather insurance, because it's such a specific peril, it's really tied to the historic probability of that specific weather peril occurring. So we determine that probability, and then it's simply a rate against whatever limit of insurance is purchased. Similar to cancellation, we do offer minimum premiums as low as $150, but premiums will obviously vary based on the risk factors of that individual event.
Great, thanks, Mike. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the fourth coverage, which is Prize Indemnity insurance, and I'm going to have Robin Lang speak on this, who is the Vice President of the Promotions Division.
Thanks, Chelsea. Promotion insurance is really a marketing tool that a lot of companies such as event organizers, brands, sponsors will use in order to either increase attendance, create excitement about their promotion, create brand loyalty. It really is a way for them to be able to make their company stand out from the competitors. Companies will use this to tout a large prize, for example, offer $1 million prize, but really only pay a fraction of that cost. So really what they're doing is transferring that risk over to the insurance company. Typically, probably the most common prize indemnity insurance product is hole-in-one insurance, and that's for skill-based promotions like putting contests and half-court shots and four-shot parlays and field goal kicks, etc. But there are certainly many other types of promotions that can be insured, and that's the beauty of promotion insurance, that it's flexible in both concept and in pricing. Other types of promotions are sweepstakes with a kicker, where you can offer a guaranteed prize, but then offer the opportunity to win a larger prize. An example of this is, offer an all-expense-paid trip to the Super Bowl, and if the opening kickoff is returned for a touchdown, that person wins $1 million. In addition to that, are match and win games and collect and win games, which are typically run by retailers such as a grocery store. Again, probably the most common one is the Monopoly collect and win promotion, where if you collect certain pieces, you win prizes. And retailers such as McDonald's or grocery stores will use this in order to get consumers back into their store and create that brand loyalty, so that you continue to go back to the store as opposed to going to the next, the competitor grocery store. Scratch and wins are also popular, and this is, scratch 3 of 9 spots to spell car, and you win the car, or you win a lease. Probability games, in the world of social media and the online space, this is probably the most cost-effective product that we have, because we can really back into any budget that you have. It's all probability-based, stats-driven, and so if you're offering $1 million prize, we can work in order to make that fit into whatever budget you have. So whether you're a nonprofit with a smaller budget, or you're a large brand and want to offer a prize such as $10 million, we can certainly cater that product, the concept, and the pricing to fit your needs. Sports-related promotions have been extremely popular and successful for companies. Some of them are retail companies, again, like the weather insurance, where they're offering consumers a chance for a full refund based on the outcome of certain sport-related feat. like an opening kickoff return for a touchdown, or a team winning the Super Bowl, or a team winning the World Series. And these, again, have been hugely popular and successful, and has definitely, we've seen positive results for those companies, bringing in consumers and having them come back every year. And last but not least, our weather contingent promotions, which Mike also touched on, and it's weather is topical. Everybody talks about the weather, and it's a great way to get consumers talking about your promotion and getting that foot traffic into your store. And pricing wise, similar to the event cancellation and other products, we do have a minimum premium of $150, but of course it is a function of limit, as well as probability of that specific feat, or the probability of something occurring. Again, the pricing is flexible. We always enjoy putting together concepts with companies, and Prize Indemnity has definitely been an effective tool in order to build that promotion or create excitement for your company.
Great, thanks, Robin, and thank you, guys. Now I'm quickly going to go over a few benefits of the entire package that we went over today. So sometimes it gets confusing, but event insurance is a necessary safeguard for all event planners when they're looking to keep themselves and their clients out of trouble. It gives you that peace of mind just in case the worst case could happen. Especially in a society where litigation runs rampant, it's always best to protect yourself from ever having to deal with the worst case scenarios. Especially if you're the one in charge, that's the worst thing that could happen. Also, it's not only just for your protection. A lot of venues and vendors won't even do business with a planner or a company if they don't have the proper insurance in place. So be sure when you're looking for this coverage that you seek the right expertise. It's important to make sure that they have the significant special event coverage experience that you're looking for. So first, you look for knowledge, and make sure that they have knowledge in this class of business to make sure they can properly inform you of the right coverage needs that you have for your specific needs. Also, experience is important in making sure they have a well-defined special event program. Make sure this isn't their first rodeo and they have experience in the field. Also, resources are key. If you want to feel comfortable putting your risk in their hands, so make sure that the carrier is financially stable. You can check out ratings and things like that and do a little bit of research. So to wrap this all up and summarize what we talked about this morning, it's important to remember that no matter the size of your event or how prepared you are, you never know when the worst case scenario can quickly become your reality. Small mishaps cause the biggest problems, as you know, so it's important to be properly covered by one of the 4 coverages that we talked about today. So just a quick recap of what we talked about. We talked about special event liability, event cancellation, weather insurance, and Prize Indemnity. They are all separate coverages, but together they all protect different aspects of your special event. So if you're ready to discuss more details about these coverages, simply click the Contact Me button, and you will quickly be connected to a pre-addressed email to your sponsoring independent insurance agent, and their staff will then work with you to meet your needs on this important series of coverages.